Sir, at the onset, I would like to thank you for having given me the opportunity to take part in this historical discussion on the 75 years journey of our Indian Constitution, sir. I deem it a great honor and privilege to be partaking in this discussion today, and it would be our bounden duty to be paying our respects to the framers of our Constitution, one of the tallest statesmen of our country, Dr. Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar ji, who had actually chaired the drafting committee, and also the 389 members of the Constituent Assembly who had contributed to the framing of our Constitution. And besides them, sir, also Shri B.N. Rao ji, who was the constitutional advisor at that point of a time, and Shri S.N. Mukherjee, who was the chief draftsman of our Constitution too, sir. Sir, it is pertinent here to draw the attention of the respected House to the observations made by Professor Tom Ginsburg, who was a professor at the University of Chicago. And he had studied very closely and analyzed 200 constitutions across the world that were adopted after 1798. And he had categorically mentioned that the relevance of these constitutions were for a period of 17 years. And when we look around our country and take into consideration the countries around our own, we will realize that Sri Lanka had replaced its constitution thrice, Pakistan had replaced it 6 times, and Nepal had replaced it 5 times, sir. But we have a great constitution which had withstood the time and had completed 75 years, sir. And therefore, on behalf of the 140 crore Indians, I would like to thank the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji for having declared November 26th as the Constitutional Day, which is but a befitting tribute to the framers of our Constitution. Sir, ours is recognized to be the second oldest Constitution and also perceived to be one of the longest detailed documents, sir, which also encompasses the pluralistic values of our country. Sir, we need to realize here that this is simply not a legal document, but it seeks to provide, it's a moral guide which seeks to provide equal rights and opportunities to all the citizens of our country. Sir, the outstanding feature of our Constitution is the balance that it displays between adaptability and rigidity, sir. I say adaptability because it had withstood 106 amendments, it had subsumed 106 amendments, sir. And I would say rigidity because it has not lost, it has not compromised with the core values at all. Sir, I would here like to quote the words of Babasaheb Ambedkar when he said, "The Constitution is not a mere lawyer's document, and its spirit is always the spirit of the age." This reflects the strength of our Constitution, sir. Sir, the appreciable aspect of our Constitution too is that it simply does not seek to right the wrong that was done to many sections of our society, but it also seeks to address the challenges of an evolving modern society. Sir, many of the Western democracies have shirked away or rather shied away from giving the women in their country equal rights right until the 1960s. But sir, it was our Constitution that gave the women of our country equal rights, even as equal voting rights, even as early as 1949. And sir, this might have been a revolutionary decision at that point of a time. Sir, it simply not gives the women equal voting right, but it also ensures equality to the women and protects them from discrimination, which is reflected in the various articles of our Constitution. For example, Article 14 ensures equality before law and equal protection of laws. Article 15 prohibits discrimination by any state on gender basis. Article 16 ensures equality of opportunity in employment. Article 39D ensures equal pay for equal work. Article 42 directs the states to provide humane working conditions, maternity relief, and there are many more articles, sir. The reason why I am quoting these articles here today is that these various articles have been made possible and have found their way into the Constitution of India because of the great work done by 15 wonderful, great and brave women of the Constituent Assembly. Sir, I would like to quote some of them and also remind the House the work that they have done, sir. Sir, Srimati Sarojini Naidu was one of them, and she promoted the importance of national identity symbolized in the national flag. Sir, Begum Qudsiya Ejaz Rasulji, who strongly opposed communal reservations, sir, but she advocated minority education. Srimati Ammu Swaminathan, which one of the colleagues had just mentioned, who was fondly called Ammukutti, who spoke on the economic issues and the problems of women workers. Hansa Jivraj Mehta, who advocated fundamental rights and rights for women too. Here, sir, I would like to quote I would like to quote Hansa Jivraj Mehta ji on two important issues, her interventions on two important issues. One was on the Parda system and the second was on the Uniform Civil Code. Sir, on the Parda system, she said, and I quote, "It is an inhuman custom which still exists in parts of India. Unfortunately, we were told that raising this question will hurt the religious susceptibilities of some people. As far as the Hindu religion is concerned, it does not enjoin Parda. Islam does. But I feel that Islam will be better rid of this evil. Any evil practiced in the name of religion cannot be guaranteed in the Constitution." This is what she observed about the Parda system. Sir, on the Uniform Common Civil Code, she said, and I quote, "The other item to which I wish to draw the attention of the House is the Common Civil Code. To my mind, this is much more important than even the national language. We have too many personal laws in this country, and these personal laws are dividing the nation today. It is therefore very essential, if we want to build up one nation, to have one civil code. It must, however, be remembered that the civil code that we wish to have must be on par with or in advance of the most progressive of the personal laws in the country. Otherwise, it would be a retrograde step and it will not be acceptable to all." Sir, Srimati Vijayalakshmi Pandit ji, who emphasized India's role in protecting global peace. We had Rajkumari Amrit Kaur ji, who supported extensively the women political participation. Srimati Sucheta Kribalani, who emphasized the need for ensuring political rights for women. Srimati Renuka Ray, who intervened on women rights issues. Srimati Leela Roy, who was deeply committed to gender equality. Srimati Purnima Banerjee, who vehemently argued that power should lie with the people. Srimati Annie Mascarene, who strongly argued for democratic reforms, considering that to be vital for a strong India. Srimati Dakshayani Velayudan, the only Dalit woman, as was mentioned earlier, sir, the only Dalit woman in the Constituent Assembly, who fought vociferously for doing away with the untouchability and also equal opportunities to all. Srimati Kamala Chaudhary, who was committed to rural development. Srimati Durgabai Deshmukh, whom we all know, she was instrumental in setting up family courts in the country. And Srimati Malti Chaudhary, who advocated land reforms, social justice, and rural welfare policies to the women in rural India. So these remarkable women have left an indelible mark on the Constitution of India. And it is living up to this spirit of the Constitution, sir, and being inspired by the work done by, as somebody had mentioned earlier, the mothers of the Constitution. Shri Narendra Modi ji has defined a new India's growth story, wherein it is no longer women development, but rather women-led development, sir. Today, women in our country would no longer be passive recipients of the benefits of certain schemes, but rather to promote women-led development, sir, our focus should be on nutrition, health, and education, which is exactly what the Narendra Modi ji-led government is doing today. So the direct benefit transfer scheme under the Matrutva Vandana Matrutva Surakshit Yojana has today resulted in healthy mothers giving birth to healthy children and thereby a healthy nation. Access to sanitation, sir, has improved the health of the women in the country. Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana and Beti Bachao Beti Padhao have actually facilitated girl child education. Financial inclusion for women today, sir, in the country has been facilitated through the Jan Dhan Yojana. The maternal benefit bill, which has sought to extend the paid maternity leave for women from 12 weeks to 26 weeks, has ensured that the children of our country do get the mother's care. And the Namo drone Didi has empowered our women farmers in rural India.